Hello, I'm Joseph Napier Sr. I'm a 1981 graduate of the South High School, if you will, alum of 1981. Today I was going to share with you some insights, some history on South High School sports. I'm going to pay a tribute to the history of South a little bit and the sports along the way. I'm the one seated to the left there, and my buddy Gary. We met at an all alumni luncheon that South has every year. Of course, the mascot is the Mighty Warrior, as pictured here. Here's a picture of Booker T. Newberry. He's giving a tour at the time at the South Field House. Of course, it's all about things basketball, if you will. He played on the basketball team at South High School himself. Here, representing him, showing you some slides and pictures of different teams through the years, if you will. This is a team in the mid to late 50s, if you will, as we're approaching the decade of the 60s, if you will. Here's a team here you may recognize. I actually think this is the 1960 boys basketball team. And there's some other teams along the way. If you happen to recognize some of these teams, then you have recognized them. Every year South will pretty much get uniforms, so has some very, very stylish uniforms along the way. These guys right here I went to school with, so some of these guys I know, like Mr. Newby down there, Mr. Morrow, and a whole host of others, and these guys here as well. Jesse Owens to the far left, and if you will, a lot of teams there, yeah, a lot of guys I went to school with. Here's a good factoid that a lot of people don't know. In 1982, all the South High Schools teams won championships, absolutely all of them, from volleyball to basketball, football, and everything in between. Here's a banner here touting one of the years. Of course, the basketball team won the championship and went off to the district and won that as well. Like I said, one of the many different uniforms through the years. Judge Robert Douglas here I know personally. He was on a championship team, if you will, back in the 60s. He won the trophy there, as mentioned. In the center there, his team garnered that trophy, if you will. Just some other memorabilia too. Here's the girls basketball team as well. Valerie Perez to the far left. And all the others there I know as well. This would be the last basketball team at South High School. That would be 1993 to be exact. And now on to football. Football, I would have to say, is the most popular sport at the school. Little factoid, James P. Lauder Sr. was the first African-American student in the Youngstown City School District to play the quarterback position. That would have been in 1931. He was a 1934 South High graduate. He would go on to Wilberforce, where he would play football there and receive his Bachelor of Science degree from Wilberforce as well. And then he would come back and do some studies at YSU as well. This picture here is of a buddy of mine, Arthur Beck. May you rest in peace. Rest in heaven, brother. Undefeated, the 10-0 team. Yes, this was the 1979 Youngstown South football team. They garnered a perfect season that year at 10-0. It was done before in the late 50s, I think 56 to be exact. That team finished 8-0. But 79 would trump that effort and win 10-0. Lane and Morrow here. Of course, I went to school with these gentlemen. Lane to the far left, number 12, and Morrow, number 15, to the right. Both went on to go to college at Ohio State and the University of Wisconsin, and then off to the pros. Garcia Lane would play for Kansas City, and Brian Morrow would go on and play with San Francisco 49ers and in the Canadian Football League. Here's a picture of Willie Green. Coach Stoops is pictured in the middle, and then Brian Morrow is to the far right there. This is Coach Mansfield. I think his name was Mansfield, one of the coaches from the late 50s, early 60s. Dyke Beatty here is a student at YSU, at Youngstown South, rather. Came out. South went on to glory, went on to be the first football coach for YSU, and he invented the football penalty flag. Yes, that's the NFL penalty flag. My schoolmates here are pictured in the middle. There's Ron Torbett. Loved tennis. He did. He didn't play football or basketball, but he was definitely a tennis player back in the day. I know this to be true. Currently, he is a NFL referee. He still does that. He has hosted and been rather in 3 different Super Bowls and was the head ref. He went once as an auxiliary and 2 times as a referee that refereed the games. Girls volleyball team. I know all these girls too. This was my era as well. This was one of my sports I participated in myself personally, track and field. This is one of the early teams here pictured from around 1916 to be exact. Here I go, far left there, coming across. You got Art, you got Larry, and you got Michael. We all love track and field. I'm the tallest one there. I was on the far left. I would leave South High School and went on to participate in track and field in the United States Army. I ran track in Europe, where I garnered a gold medal in the mile relay, and I got a bronze medal in the high hurdle events while I was running track in Europe. The Youngstown South 9 is a nickname that was coined for the cross-country program, which I was a part of. I'm the second one, if you will. I'm in the back row, number 2, going from left to right. We won the City Series Championship. It would be the first time South High School would ever win the cross-country City Series Championship, and it would be the last time because the school was closed. This is the sports program again. Kneeling is Jesse Owens. Yeah, we had a Jesse Owens go to our school. Here in the back row, this photograph of my brother, my youngest brother, Carl Jackson, to be exact. He's the far from left to right. He was the first player standing next to the coach. Brian Scott, he's holding a blanket here to represent some athletes from our school, if you will. Of course, our school colors are blue, red and blue. And this is a varsity letter. If you had one or got one, speak up. Cross country is what I did in school, and I did track and field. I'm paying homage to it. South High Video and Photo Gallery. I went down to the school and I took some video footage of the school in Market Street corridor just to let people know who no longer live in the city. The school is coming along. We're in the middle of a renovation project going on inside the school. If you want to be a part of that and bless the school or the rehab committee, get in touch with Eric Holm. That's on Facebook. Message, instant message Eric Holm, spelled Holm. And he can use your time if you want to donate your time and your talents to this school. It's a historic treasure here in the Mahoning Valley, at large, if you will. One of the last city high schools left. The original Ray is left and South High is left. All the other original high schools were torn down, to be exact. Now we're going to be going to one high school. It's going to be at the East High building, but it's going to be called something else. So Youngstown went from 6 high schools down to now 1. Isn't that something? But like I said, South High School will be an historic building for a lot of years to the public at large. It's our school in the city of Youngstown, if you will. It belongs to all of us, if you will. It was designed by a famous architect team, the Owsleys, a father and son team. They designed the Mahoning County Courthouse in downtown Youngstown as well. For those that don't know that, the Owsleys, Charles and Senior and Junior to be exact, they designed and did physical structures in the valley for over 73 years between the two of them. And South High School will live on in the hearts and memories for all of those who went to South. We will never forget South. South Fieldhouse was raised this year as well. Its history, that property was bought up by Valley Christian School. They're going to put a new football field, an 8-lane track, and bleachers on both sides. They secured that area. And down the road, if they get enough funding, they want to build an athletic complex or building as well. Film in different angles and different sides of the school, if you will, just to let you see that the school is in good shape. It's in good shape, if you will. For those people who live out of town, again, I did this video in photo tribute so that they can see what South High looks like. And this is, if you will, shot on June 15th. I shot these pictures and I went on and did the video in July. This is right at Market Street. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming along with me as I talked about some of the history. The part that got me was the 1982 season where all the sports won champions, and we had the first African American, if you will, guy at the school who was a quarterback, and that's James P. Lauder Sr. Goodbye, everybody. You guys take care.